the collegiate gymnastics season happens in Athens, Georgia tonight. And inside Stegman Coliseum, it is a top 16 battle as Missouri comes to town to challenge number 10, the Georgia Gym Dogs. Courtney Lau alongside 9-time NCAA champion and USA Gymnastics Hall of Famer Bridget Sloan. What a whirlwind it's been. We have waited 307 days. The last time we saw competition was back on March 7th, but these teams are locked in and ready to go. Shannon Welker bringing his Missouri Tigers to Athens. Unfortunately, Bridget, we will not see Helen Hu. She is out for the season with an ACL injury, the reigning SEC event specialist of the year.
This was an athlete who really dominated that freshman season of hers. Was really looking forward to her as a sophomore, had such strong performances, but unfortunately with that injury, Shannon Welker has been dealing with a lot here, but as always, he pushes through and his team comes together.
Yeah, and there's some young faces on this Missouri lineup that will make a big impact. Missouri will start on bars. Georgia will start on the vault. Rachel Bauman will lead things off, but watch out for Victoria Nguyen. She's another freshman who's going to make a big impact.
She's an athlete that not only competed worldwide, she's an international elite that is now at the University of Georgia. Really looking forward to her this season.
So this is Rachel Bauman, a junior out of Plano, Texas, the very first vault of the 2021 season.
I'm excited.
No nerves, right?
Not at all. She's got this. Nice, Yurchenko full, very nice landing for junior Rachel Bauman. She really has been focusing on her body position throughout the vault. You'll see here, great height, a little messy in the legs, but gets it back and just a slight step on that landing.
So Missouri will start on the bars, and we will see Adelina Hufindick, start off this Missouri bars lineup. This is her first competition in about 2 years, and she's a Como native.
And this is just an exciting event for her. You know, getting back out there, I hope she looks at this as an opportunity, not as being afraid to get out there. Head coach Shannon Welker said she's ready, and if, you know what, if he believes in her, she can believe in herself. She's got it.
You might notice in that lineup too, no Elisa Sharameta in the bars lineup for Missouri. She's out for this meet due to COVID-related issues. They expect to have her back soon.
Nice pirouette into her release. So far, so good. You would never have known that this is her first competition on uneven bars in 2 years. And a blindfold into a double tuck and gets the stick. Awesome start for Missouri.
Wow, no pressure just to come out and first competition in 2 years.
Amazing job. Great height on her release. Again, a little messy in the legs. Really trying to get in the groove this season with this first meet. And a nice stuck landing.
Haley DeYoung will compete next for Georgia on the vault. We're still waiting to get Rachel Bauman's score in. Courtney Kupets-Carter was looking for really big vaults today.
Really big vaults, not worried about making those mistakes and just getting the power. And you saw it right there. Not only did she have power, but she had that stuck landing. That is a 9.95 start value. So it is impossible for her to get a 10-0, but very nice job. Finds that landing and gets that stick.
And Bridget, that's her first career vault at Georgia. Not bad.
Not a bad start.
Back over to the bars for Missouri. Chelsea Christensen up next. Bear with us, still trying to get those scores in for you. We will definitely update our scoreboard as soon as we have them in. Everything's new this year, just making the adjustments. But Chelsea Christensen up next. She's been in and out of this lineup over her career.
She has, and that means that she knows this feeling. So she knows what it's like to compete in front of a crowd. She has a very clean bar routine, which Shannon even mentioned that is why she is in this lineup. Having clean routines is so important in the beginning of season and building that confidence, and this is a great opportunity for her.
And we saw her in the lineup on bars 9 times last year. She's a senior now out of South Dakota, a 7-time South Dakota state champ.
Wow.
So possible judges discrepancy. There's discrepancy there. It's been a whole process this year just to figure out. Yeah, just to get the scores in, get them relayed to the teams. Remember, everybody's trying to space out. There's Courtney Kupets-Carter in her 4th season. Could she be more excited when she was talking to us about this team?
I think she was more ready for our coach's call than we were. And we were pretty prepared. And she took it over, which was great. And it's always amazing to me when you get the athlete's excitement, but when you can really sense the head coach, even anyone on the coaching staff, when you can sense that excitement, you just have to feel good about it.
So here's Chelsea Christensen on bars for Missouri.
We talked about her being very clean. So far, it is nice handstands. From her toe point to her shoulder extension. Missouri is showing up tonight, blindfold. A double tuck, and that is a stuck landing. Wow. And you see here, you'll see a lot of blindfolds into a double tuck. Knows exactly where she is to get that landing.
We've seen 4 stuck landings so far, have we not, in this meet?
We have.
What a start. And now we get to see the freshman, Victoria Nguyen, who is just outstanding, comes in doing the all-around tonight.
That is incredible as a freshman, just kind of being thrown in the mix, and she has so much talent. Very nice, Yurchenko full. A little hop on that landing. You saw her take a hop and a step back. Again, that is a 9.95 start value, but her body position is beautiful. And you're gonna see with the NCAA gymnastics rules, 6 gymnasts per team compete in each event. The 5 best scores count. The lowest is dropped from each team's event total. After all 4 apparatus, the team with the highest cumulative score wins. The home team, University of Georgia, you will see goes vault, bars, beam, floor. And Missouri, as the away team, will go bars, vault, floor, and balance beam.
So Bridget, we just saw a freshman for Georgia compete, and now it's time for Missouri's freshman, Amaya Marshall. She's one of 2 freshmen we're gonna see a lot, and here she goes on the bars.
This is just an exciting moment. You're a freshman, it's your very first competition in NCAA. Oh, I remember mine.
Shannon Welker told us to watch how high she gets on these release moves.
And you will see it right here. Line change, flies right down to that low bar. I mean, the amplitude that she gets from that release is textbook. And another stuck landing. Wow. It is kind of battle of the sticks here between Missouri and Georgia, and as a freshman really coming through here. So much height, transitions right to the low bar. Ends things with a nice half in, half out. I'm not sure if she actually got that stuck landing. I did see her take a little bit of a hop, but overall, incredible start for her.
So we're starting to get scores coming in. Back over to the vault, Michaela McGee.
And that is a 10-0 start value. Yurchenko 1.5. And I will say that was a stuck landing.
Georgia has gone 9.775, 9.7, 9.75 on vault.
Well, you're gonna see a little bit higher with that vault. That was gorgeous form. Finds that landing and gets the stick.
Back over on bars, Chelsea Christensen with a career high 9.85. Still waiting on that score from Amaya Marshall. This is their other freshman they're excited about, Jenna Swanson.
And Jenna is great on uneven bars, but she is a vaulter. She has got power, and she just kind of brings this heat that, for a freshman, is really impressive.
Yeah, we're working on getting those scores for you. Bear with us here. Once we get it updated, we'll put it back up on the screen. First meet of the season for all of us. Shannon Welker's got to be thrilled with his bars lineup so far.
It was an event that they had so much potential for, and they're showing that potential here tonight.
Jenna Swanson out of Montana, trained at Spearfish Gymnastics in South Dakota. Scores updated for you on that bottom scoreboard.
Nice transition up to the high bar, right back down to the low bar. I'll tell you what, these freshmen are competing like they're veterans right now. Really wanted that stuck landing, had to take a slight hop, but very clean bar routine so far. And that is what tonight is all about, is getting the groove, being as clean and consistent as possible. And so far, Missouri is doing just that. You see, she wanted that stick so badly, took a slight step forward, but overall, very, very nice job.
Bridget, I've got an update for you on vault. We saw Michaela McGee with that great vault, a career high 9.925.
Amazing.
Next up is Abby Ward. This will be a different vault than we've seen.
So this is gonna be a souk full. And what I mean by that is she's actually gonna do a round off on the vault and a full off. Very nice vault, really working on height. Head coach Courtney Kupets-Carter said she's got all of this adrenaline going when she's vaulting, but we're lacking height. It's a very difficult vault. That's a 10-0 start value, just a slight hop on the landing.
But we were talking about in warm-ups, it looks like she's done that vault for a while. Like she looks comfortable.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. She chose to do that vault. No one chooses to do a souk.
Waiting on Jenna Swanson's score, but Holland Patrick, a sophomore, is up next. She was in the bars lineup the last 2 meets of 2020. You see the scores there so far for Missouri on bars.
Very consistent scores. They're definitely going to want to drop that 9.725. And with Jenna Swanson's routine and now with Holland, I really think that's a good possibility for them.
Yeah, remember, you compete 6 athletes at the most and you take the best 5 scores. What are you looking for on bars, Bridget?
Well, personally, it's all about the handstands. You want to see them in that vertical position, the releases, getting as much height, and of course the landings. That stuck landing just goes a long way. And with her release, very nice job. Head coach Shannon Welker said tonight is all about getting into the groove of things. He's really not worried about scores, even though these athletes are doing incredible right now. A slight step, but I'm telling you what, Missouri is here to fight. And talking about that vertical position, nice handstand right above the high bar. And a very nice double layout to end that bar routine.
Over on vault, Megan Roberts is up next. We saw her 3 times last year on this apparatus. She's made big improvements.
She has, and vault is such a difficult event sometimes to make those improvements. And Megan took that head on. She is going for a big vault tonight, watching her in warm-ups. Yurchenko 1.5, a little messy on that landing. You saw she landed a little bit locked leg, had to take a step or two. And head coach Courtney Kupets-Carter even mentioned, we're all about making those big vaults. See, she didn't quite get the block she wanted to get that height. She traveled from the vault very nicely, missing a little bit of that height. Definitely something I'm sure she will work on, but that's a 10-0 start value on that vault.
And you may have noticed, too, if you followed Georgia, no Rachel Lucas in this vault lineup, who has been an all-arounder for them. She is out for this meet with a broken finger, so there's another score that they're used to having that consistency in the lineup.
And going from last season in 2020 when they only had 5 athletes tops,
Right.
now they have a large group to choose from, which is always exciting. Makes the coach's decision a little bit harder, but that's a good decision to have.
So Jenna Swanson back on bars for Missouri, got a 9.7. Holland Patrick followed that with a career-high 9.8. This is Macy Orozco, the transfer from Alabama.
Very nice shoot over to the low bar. One thing you can tell Missouri has been working on is the detail, the hip extension in the handstands, the toe point. All little things that go so far, and a nice double layout. She's excited. Her teammates are excited. Wow. And watch here. Just nice right down to the low bar. And then ends it with a nice double layout. A little leg separation you saw in the middle of that double layout, but you talk about an exciting bar rotation.
Yeah, first rotation in the books. Well, COVID cut last season short, and it's brought a new look to gymnastics in 2021. We'll highlight the changes when you come back.
All remaining winter and spring NCAA championships have been canceled.
March 12th, 2020 will never be forgotten.
To have it just over like that, I think was just kind of a gut punch.
The months that followed were tough, but in a time that required flexibility and strength, gymnastics adjusted and reset.
It's just so inspiring to watch everyone determined to make this season the best season that it can be.
In this new year, in this new normal, the passion shines even brighter. The competition has never been tougher. The team bonds couldn't be tighter. It may look a little different, but Friday Night Heights is back. Athletes across the country are so glad we get to compete in 2021. The SEC schedule looks a little bit different. 8 total meets. They have a couple of bye weeks built in. Super smart idea on behalf of the conference. Attendance is determined by each school. We have a maximum of 1,600 fans allowed here in Athens tonight. Everybody is tested before they can compete. When you're not competing, you got to wear a mask. It's all so that we can have gymnastics this spring.
And this is what these athletes are, this is the new norm. I mean, they ended 2020 not the best way, so they are just so eager, and this is what they're given, and they're gonna work with it.
Now you see Courtney Kupets-Carter wearing her mask. There's a couple of former Georgia gym dogs who have been on the front lines for us. We are so thankful for them. Dr. Kathy McMinn was the first 4-year All-American in any sport at UGA, and also Lauren Johnson. Both of these ladies on the front lines, we thank you so much for everything you're doing. Should be excited. A great first rotation for the Missouri Tigers. They lead after rotation 1. Bridget, what a great performance from Missouri on the bars.
I mean, this is a team that has faced challenges, but they have come together. They want to come out on top tonight, and you can tell from that bar rotation.
Remember, these athletes have not competed in 307 days. Missouri's now going to shift over to the vault, and they actually changed up this lineup right before first vault. Sienna Schreiber, though, will still lead things off.
And this is a position, when you are in the leadoff, it is your job to set the tone for the entire event.
She's an SEC All-Freshman team member. She can do that.
And starts with a very nice Yurchenko full. A little bit lacking the distance from the vault. You'll see that she gets great height and then has to pike down just a little bit, causing her to get that hop, but very clean first vault for Missouri.
I know Georgia fans are excited to see Amanda Cashman in the bars lineup. Remember, she's working back from that Achilles injury that happened after 6 meets last year, so we'll only see her on bars tonight.
And this is a big moment for her. Coming back from an injury, with it being your first meet back, the excitement, the nerves, I'm sure it's all overwhelming, but she's a sophomore. She's got a little bit under her belt now, so this is a great opportunity for her to prove that she belongs in this lineup.
I was able to make 6 appearances on bars last year before that injury.
Nice to Tkachev. Very nice handstand, right back up to the high bar. Nice double layout. Has to take a slight hop, but a very clean bar routine. And you watch a Tkachev. You're not going to see a whole lot of those tonight, but does it very nice, and a nice double layout. Just takes a very small step forward.
Back over on vault, Sienna Schreiber with a 9.6. They will look to drop that score. Adelena Hoefendick, the sophomore, just her second event now as a Missouri Tiger. We saw her on bars a few moments ago.
And she did a great job on uneven bars, can take that momentum to vault. Nice Yurchenko full, really wanted to get that stuck landing. Yurchenko full is a 9.95 start value. Nice distance and really fights for that landing.
Yeah, she should be
Very
feeling
excited.
pretty good. Now, I know the Georgia coaching staff, the entire Georgia team is so excited for this moment right here. Emily Shield is back in the lineup. She has battled injuries her entire career. You see that big brace she wears on her knee.
This is a moment that you really have to appreciate. I mean, she has had injury after injury, but she's come back stronger every single time. And now in her senior season, I'm sure she is milking and soaking up every moment.
Just one appearance last year, and it was on this apparatus.
She truly does swing bars so well, so I'm really excited for her. This is just a great moment to get back in the lineup and get that confidence back. Emily is very clean from her toe point. That handstand is nearly perfect. Slight leg separation on that transition to the low bar, but so far that is the only deduction that I have been able to see. Oh, and did have to put a hand down. That is a 5-temp deduction. But before that dismount, that was a beautiful routine. And you see that handstand. That is a textbook perfect handstand, and just doesn't get the rotation in this double layout. Has to put her hand down. They are definitely going to want to drop that score.
Look, it's something to build off of, though, to remember this is not what we're going to see at the end of the season when we get to postseason. That's a great start.
Absolutely.
Great place to work off of. Just got to work on that landing. Here's Amaya Marshall following 2 9.6s.
And Amaya is a powerful athlete. The distance she gets from the vault, only a freshman, so she is really getting that groove, getting into the tone. As a freshman, it's all about kind of figuring out, how does this whole NCAA gymnastics competition work?
Yeah. It's a lot different than competing elite. It's more of a team effort.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We're going to see Haley DeYoung next up for the Georgia Dim Dogs on bars, and there's a potential for her to go in the all-around this season for Georgia.
And that is a really it's just exciting to have all-arounders because you can put them in wherever you need them. They're adjustable. They can kind of make do with what you're giving them, and she has really improved head coach Courtney Capets-Carter this season at just really wanting to be in that all-around spot.
This will be the same routine that Haley DeYoung did last year on bars, but that just means more time to perfect it.
Nice cast handstand. Georgia also really working on the little details right from the start. Just the dismount. In warm-up, she had a beautiful stick. Oh, just a slight hop backwards. In warm-ups, she just nailed a double layout. That was beautiful. Slight hop backwards, but nice cast handstand. Her form is just beautiful to watch. She flies on that double layout. Very, very nice job.
On vault, Amaya Marshall had a 9.7 for Missouri. They are trying to drop one of their 9.6s. Hannah McCrary up next, the junior out of Murfreesboro, Tennessee.
And you're going to see a Yurchenko full tonight. She has the ability to do a 1.5, which is a 10.0 start value. Just a slight pike down on that vault. That's a 9.95 start value. Just the body position. I mean, if she would have kept those hips open, I really think she could have gotten that stick, but going for big vaults tonight is what it's all about. Getting that confidence, getting those vaults under your belt.
Yeah, we saw her do the 1.5 last year, and that's something that they're going to build to for sure this season. So here's Megan Roberts. Emily Shield with a 9.6. That's the score they're looking to drop. Still waiting on the score for Haley DeYoung. Remember, 6 athletes can compete at the most, and you take the best 5 scores.
And Megan has been #1 on bars all year. She has been so consistent, and that is what coaches really look for. They love big skills, they love big routines, but being consistent, it just is so important when you're going from preseason to regular season and then on to postseason.
DeYoung a 9.85.
Toe full right into her release. And a double layout and gets the stick. Very nice job. She makes bars almost look effortless. And watch here, takes it to the high bar, right back down to the low bar, and ends it with a beautiful double layout. Almost flares those arms out and gets the stuck landing.
Jenna Swanson now on vault, following back-to-back 9.7s.
And on vault, we're looking for the amplitude, we're looking for the start value, and right here, oh, I was about to say, we're looking for that stick. Very nice job for freshman Jenna Swanson. She is a powerful, dynamic athlete, just a freshman. This is a 10.0 start value. You can tell she really tried for that stick, just had to take a slight step backwards.
Back over on bars, another freshman, Victoria Nguyen, who we saw on the vault. And Courtney Kupets-Carter told us she has so many skills to choose from. That must be a coach's dream.
It really is. And this is, she comes from Chow's, which is very well known for uneven bars. If you remember, Sean Johnson and Gabby Douglas both trained at Chow's. And that is something that is very rare when an athlete comes in with too many skills.
I don't see anybody complaining, though.
Absolutely not. Starts things off, and you can tell from just her overall look, she has this beautiful swing to her uneven bars routine and a in between the bar release, very unheard of. And a nice double layout dismount. Very nice job for the freshman Victoria. And a very unique release here. Right into the dismount. Nice double layout. Finds that landing and gets the stick.
So Missouri is just going to vault 5 athletes. Belle Gattulo was supposed to be in the vault lineup. They moved her down into that 6th position. We did notice before the meet she was a little physically upset. You could tell on her face, but she was still getting around okay. But Shannon Welker will go with those 5 scores they put up. And Jenna Swanson coming in with a 9.7.
And that's something that you're going to see a lot of coaches do. Keeping these athletes healthy is going to be the name of the game, especially with the different preseason and the different training schedules and regimens that they've had all of preseason. Staying healthy is going to be key.
It does mean that Missouri will have to count one of their 9.6s on the vault. So a 9.6 and 3 9.7s. Or excuse me, they'll have to count both of them because they did not compete a 6th athlete. But this is all about building too. Remember, building towards that postseason, and both coaches have told us that they've got to mentally prepare themselves to build up to this season. Well, coming up next, more gymnastics. We'll take you to the PMAC in Baton Rouge for number 3 LSU squaring off against number 15 Arkansas. John Roethlisberger and Alicia Sacramone Quinn will be with you for that one. First time in 43 years, Dee Bro, not the head coach of LSU. Congrats on her retirement.
It's going to be a different meet without Dee, but I think head coach Jay Clark can take the reins.
So this is Marissa Oakley, who will anchor the Georgia Bars lineup. Megan Roberts with a 9.875, still waiting on Victoria Wynn's score. Oh, a 9.95 coming in for Wynn.
And Marissa has ability to put up big scores on uneven bars. You can tell that she is a seasoned veteran on this event. So far, she is swinging beautifully. And that is a stuck landing. Wow. That was just an exclamation point to that bar routine. She has just come such a long way with her lines. Beautiful transition to the low bar. And capitalizes with a nice dismount, gets that stick, gets those heels together. Wow.
So Georgia will be able to drop that 9.6. Hey, coming up, the Gym Dogs are asking Rachel Bauman to take a bigger role. She talks about training for that responsibility with Bridget when we come back.
All right, so let's just get down to it. What are you most excited about competing this Friday?
I think we're all ready to get our skills and show everyone what we've been working towards this whole fall. And I'm just excited to see the depth we have and how we use it, and just get out there and have fun.
You are a junior now, which is so crazy to think about. Going into this season, what are your personal goals? What are the team goals? What are you guys looking forward to the most?
Personally, I've been training more events, so I started training bars this fall, and I'm excited to see how we get out there, see if I can contribute a lot to this team. And as far as team goals, I think we have so much training behind us, and it's just amazing watching them in the gym. And I think we're ready to get out there and do what we know how to do.
So you mentioned uneven bars. That is amazing, and I am so excited to hopefully see you this season. But balance beam was your event last year, and you are a beautiful balance beam worker. Is it your favorite event? And if so, I want you to take me through kind of what goes on in your head during your beam routine.
Oh, of course. Definitely my favorite event. It's been since I can remember. And in my head, I have my keywords and visualization that I do before every time I get up on the beam. I do that. I salute, breathe, and I also sing a song in my head that helps me keep calm, keep pace, and not rush anything. And I think that's been key to helping me do what I do in training.
We definitely expect to see Rachel Bauman in the all-around at some point this season. But coming up next, Georgia goes to the beam, and Bauman will anchor them on this event when you come back to Friday Night Heights here in Athens. 2 rotations done in the books here in Athens. As Georgia on top of Missouri, the first meet in 307 days, and we are pumped that it's inside Stegman Coliseum tonight. We've already had some career highs in this. How about Victoria Wynn in her collegiate debut on bars, a 9.95?
What a way to start. Here's the thing, if she can do that at the very first meet of the season, just imagine the improvement that she's gonna get going into the rest of the season and hopefully on the postseason.
So we will see her in this rotation on bars. On beam. Georgia on beam. Missouri will be on the floor, and Michaela McGee will lead off for the Gym Dogs.
And talking about a leadoff spot, it's important on every event, but on balance beam, your leadoff should be your most confident, cool, calm, and collected athlete. And Michaela's actually been the leadoff the last couple years, so this is a spot she is very familiar with. You can see the focus in her eyes. Very nice triple series, back handspring layout. And just the dismount. A round off 1.5, slight hop, but overall that was a clean, very beautiful beam routine for Michaela McGee.
She looks like she's been there before, for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, for sure. She loves this spot. I mean, back handspring layout, no problem. A nice 1.5, slight hop on that landing, but a strong routine.
Missouri will be competing on floor. Belle Gattulo will be the first to lead off for Missouri. She was supposed to compete on the vault. We did not see her, but really glad to see her out here on floor.
This is an event for Belle. She is so energetic when she's out there and very engaging, and you'll see that.
This is my favorite event, for sure.
It brings out every athlete's personality. It's just a chance for them to get out there, have fun, and do some great gymnastics. And a nice double tuck to start things off. And Belle is a senior this year. Definitely loving every moment in this senior season for her.
The floor routine, you really get to see the personality of these athletes shine. They help come up with this choreography.
All I'm gonna say is someone could look really shy, but when they get out there and do a floor routine, their personality comes out, and it's so amazing to watch. And the final pass for Belle. Nice double pike. Chest up on that landing. Very nice start for Missouri. She starts with a double tuck and ends with this very nice double pike, nice height, finds that landing. That is a veteran competitor right there, knowing exactly where she is.
Well, the SEC Network has Alabama football covered on Monday before the College Football Playoff Championship game. Our pregame show starts at 7 a.m. We've got you covered all day through postgame. You can check it out on the SEC Network. This is Alyssa Perez Lagonas, a surprise to make this Georgia beam lineup, and she's following a 9.85.
And it's so impressive watching these athletes go from specialists to other apparatus. I mean, Alyssa with a very cool connection here. Front walkover into a switch leap, into a straddle quarter. And something that Alyssa took from her floor expertise is she is so engaging just from the dance and the eyes and just all of her artistry. And a nice dismount. Very clean beam routines here. No high fives, but elbows all around. And a nice gainer full. Very on brand for 2021. But the excitement is still there. Very nice beam routine for Alyssa.
She should be so excited. She has worked so hard to get in this lineup. We only saw her on the floor last year.
That's such a big moment coming from, oh, I just do floor too. I do floor and balance beam. Really exciting for her and her season coming up.
Back over to floor for Missouri. Looks like our judges are conferring on the scoring here for Belle Gatula, but next up is Jenna Swanson, the freshman we've been telling you about. We've called her name several times tonight, and Shannon Welker told us she's a diamond in the rough.
Just one of those athletes that she's from Montana. She trained at Spearfish with actually Winder Childers, who is from Alabama. That's kind of how Shannon figured her out. And she's just an athlete that brings a lot of excitement to this Missouri team. And you can tell she's very excited to be there. She's excited to wear those colors and compete. And as a freshman, that's exactly what you want to see.
And she's already taking on such a big load from Missouri, too. I mean, to have the ability for Shannon Welker and his staff to build on that, that looks so good for the future of Missouri gymnastics.
Oh, absolutely.
Still waiting on that score for Belle Gatula, but we'll update you as soon as we know.
This is when an athlete really has to figure out when to turn it on. When you're standing there, you're getting ready. And as a freshman, she is very composed.
Back on floor, for Missouri, Jenna Swanson.
She is just a freshman getting her college career started, and just getting started, I should say. Nice high double pike. I love the smiles that she'll randomly, she's dancing and then she looks at a teammate and smiles. You can just tell the chemistry, which has been very hard to capture this season, is there with that whole entire team. A little bit of a check there on that front double full. It covers very well. Final pass for Jenna. Even a smile at the end. Very nice job for the freshman. She is very excited, and as she should be, starts out with a very nice high double pike. Gets a little bit lost on the landing, kind of loses her footing just a little bit, but gets it right back. This is a routine. That is an athlete that Shannon is going to have a lot of fun working with and building into a very impressive competitor.
Yeah, she looks really strong already. Back over to the balance beam and Marissa Oakley.
And I know I mentioned she's beautiful on bars, and I know this is going to come as a surprise, but she's also gorgeous on balance beam.
Yes, we couldn't help but watch her in warm-ups. She's following a 9.8.
Captivating, just her dance, just her presentation. you just want to watch. And there's another Georgia athlete with the exact same. Oh, spoke a little soon, had to check on that, but she was very crooked on that series. Gets it back. Again, talking about she is a senior this year. She has got the routines under her belt. And very nice high gainer full off the side. A very nice routine. Again, there was a little bit of a balance check on that series. You see she does a gainer back handspring, and she's a little crooked there, but fights, stays up on that balance beam, avoids that 5/10 deduction.
Just remember, too, for all these athletes, I mean, it's been so interesting to see them train. Courtney Kupets-Carter told us they were about 4 weeks behind, and she just had to take a deep breath and accept it and get her team to accept it, because you got to slowly work back after having so much time off.
Well, and you talk about the athletes having to pace themselves, and Courtney was like, I had to pace myself.
Yeah.
I was the one who needed to remind myself we are exactly where we need to be.
This is Sienna Schreiber. Missouri is looking to drop a 9.675 from Belgatula.
Now, normally you will see 3 passes performed by these athletes during the floor routine. Tonight, Sienna is actually only going to do 2 and starts with a nice double pike. And watching her in warm-up, you see her just look at her teammates and they just smile. I mean, she is an athlete that has so much fun on floor.
This is the first time we get to see all of these routines, too. Just wait till we're a couple meets in.
A nice Rudy, which is a 1.5 twist right into a layout step out. Very nice job. Only 2 passes, but did those passes beautifully. She starts things off with a double pike you see here. Nice control, knows exactly where she is, and finishes with a 1.5 twist right into a layout step out. No movement with that landing.
All right, Victoria Wynn, a very unique mount here for her beam to start her beam routine.
Does a back handspring right to the beam. One thing that I love about Victoria is she is bringing elite skills to her college routines, which is so impressive and just exciting to see. That is an Anodi right into a side aerial. Very elegant on balance beam. And another leg up full turn. She's the only one competing a leg up full turn like that tonight. I'm gonna say it, you would never know she's a freshman up on that balance beam right now. I mean, she has the grace and poise of a upperclassman, which makes me really excited for her future. And just a slight hop on that landing, but I didn't see any deductions in that beam routine. All of her flow was right there, every connection, and such a unique mount. And then a Nodi right into a side aerial. And ends it with a nice 1.5, just a slight hop, but it just, Georgia is showing off on very clean beam routines tonight.
And remember, this is after Victoria Wynn had a 9.95 on bars. Wow. What a way to follow that up. We'll wait for her score. Remember, Georgia's trying to drop that 9.675 on beam. The freshman, Amaya Marshall, back on floor.
And I am excited. Head coach Shannon Welker said, floor is where she becomes a cat. She just knows exactly where she is, no matter what. Whether she's a little bit off balance in a tumbling pass, she always lands on her feet.
Maybe so excited to see this routine.
Front tuck straight through to a nice double pike. And you see sometimes on floor exercise, the freshmen, and really everyone on the team, you get a little excited. And you kind of overdo it sometimes. And so far, Missouri has really been just controlled on their landings, which with the preseason being what it was, that is so impressive to see. Nice.
We just got Victoria Wynn's score in on beam, a 9.85.
The freshmen are showing out tonight. Ends it with a nice double tuck, great height. Very impressive floor routine for Amaya Marshall, just a freshman. So much possibility with this athlete to take her to new heights. 1.5 front pike right into a jump.
For your gym dogs, up next on the beam, Haley Dion.
Very nice routine.
Yeah, just the next step for her, just coming out of her shell a little bit more. That'll happen as she gets more collegiate meets under her belt. Victoria Wynn, we told you, had a 9.85. Here is Haley DeYoung on the beam. She's been the most consistent so far.
Which, on balance beam, that is the name of the game. That's really the name of the game in gymnastics. But on balance beam, the beam is only 4 inches wide. So anything can happen on this event, and being consistent, it just builds this confidence that you have to build by doing it. That doesn't happen overnight, and she is an athlete that has really come a long way. Leading up to her series. Very nice smile at the end of that handspring layout step out. Head coach Courtney Capets-Carter even said, the pressure, no problem. She can handle it. And I will say, balance beam, there are a lot of pressure situations that you can get into, and Haley just takes them as just another beam routine. Not sure she was ready for that landing. Ended up squatting a little bit lower than intended, but overall a very, very pretty beam routine here. Handspring layout, step out. And you see side aerial into this back full. It's like she wasn't quite ready for that landing, ended up squatting just a little bit deeper, but very clean beam routine.
Amaya Marshall on floor, a 9.8. Hannah McCrary is up next.
And we already saw one athlete do 2 passes, and we're gonna see Hannah do 2 passes also. Starting with a front layout right into a 1.5 twist. Shannon mentioned he's really trying to focus on keeping these athletes as healthy as possible. And on floor, if you don't need to do 3 passes, just do 2. Kind of love that mindset. That is a stuck double pike.
Wow. Well, she competed on this event in every meet last season. You could tell. You can tell.
Oh yeah, she loves floor. This is that event where you get to just express yourself and just have fun. Go out there, have a blast, and do some big gymnastics. Very, very nice job. She is very excited.
Love the
as she
energy.
should be. And this second pass, double pike does not go into the lunge, which is what you see a lot of those athletes do, ends up sticking it cold. Wow.
Haley DeYoung on the beam, a 9.7, and Rachel Bauman to anchor this event.
I have been waiting to see Rachel on this event. And talking to her earlier, she is so composed when she talks, and you see her do that on balance beam. She said she gets up there, she sings a song in her head, and she has her mental cues, and she just lets it go. And a little bit of a balance check there. Side aerial into a back layout.
It's a 3-time beam champion last season for Georgia.
Very nice leap series. Rachel is so aggressive, yet also so graceful. She really kind of gets both of those, applies them to these beam routines that she does. And she almost always sticks that landing, round off 1.5. She is a perfectionist. So that side aerial back layout that she did have the minor balance check on right here, very difficult combination. Fights for that landing though and gets it right back. And then beat jump right into a very nice switch side. She works so hard on this event, and it just shows how much she wants it because she fights for every landing.
Missouri has scratched their final floor competitor. They will only compete 5 on floor, so that will do it for this rotation. Coming up, a look back and a look ahead as Friday Night Heights opening night continues.
It can be a roller coaster. It's a really tough sport, but it's all worth it. When I tell you it goes by so fast, it really does. So stay present and enjoy every single moment you guys have together.
Take one day at a time, but make every day count. Work extremely hard and give your absolute all every single day. Remember, you guys are always stronger together. Go Dogs. Love you guys.
Some great advice from the outgoing senior class. And hey, you've got to enjoy every moment of it because we saw last year it can be taken away just like that. The season cut short with 1 meet remaining in the regular season and the postseason on deck. But we still saw some great gymnastics last year. The Gymnast of the Year, I don't think anybody was surprised by this one. Trinity Thomas at Florida, 5 All-American honors, perfect 10s on 3 different events. And then the Event Specialist of the Year, who is unfortunately out with a knee injury for this season, Helen Hu of Missouri, 15 event titles for her. The Freshman of the Year was Kaya Johnson, All-American on vault and floor and in the all-around, 22 event titles. And then how about not just the SEC Coach of the Year, the National Coach of the Year, Jenny Rowland of the Florida Gators.
And that is someone I was blessed and honored to be coached by Jenny, but she is just an incredible person in the gym, outside of the gym. She truly loves the sport and she loves her athletes, and very, very well-deserved SEC Coach of the Year and NCAA Coach of the Year.
And hey, look at the Florida Gators coming in hot. #1 in the preseason rankings. They have 4 athletes returning that combine for 18 All-American honors. We told you about Helen Hu out for the season, and a new face in Baton Rouge for the first time in 43 seasons. We will get to see LSU coming up next. We won't be done when we're done here in Athens. One more meet for you here on the SEC Network. It's Arkansas and LSU as soon as we wrap up things inside Stegman Coliseum. That's coming up inside Stegman Coliseum. Sabrina Vega watching on, the Georgia alumni, as Georgia and Missouri compete the first collegiate gymnastics meet of the season. And it's Georgia on top of number 16, Missouri. So Missouri will go to the beam. Georgia will go to the floor. We have seen Victoria Wynn really step up in her first appearance as a Georgia gym dog.
And that just gets me so excited for the rest of this season and just the rest of her career. As a freshman, she has the poise and grace, yet determination of an upperclassman or a veteran. I mean, she truly is taking everything she learned before college and applying it now.
Final rotation, what do you want to see out of this beam lineup for Missouri, Bridget?
Solid beam routines. Remember that we are in the first meet of the season. There is so much season left, or we hope to see that is left, you never know. But just taking in every moment and remember that as an athlete, you're there and you have a purpose. I think that can be it can be almost lost in translation sometimes, and you get down on yourself. But these athletes are just incredible young ladies and have incredible, almost superpowers as gymnasts.
Oh, I definitely think they do. This is Hannah McCrary, the junior, who made a huge jump on beam last season and has carried over that progress.
And being in this leadoff spot, it's her job to set the tone for this beam lineup. And as a junior, she knows how to compete. She's engaging on floor, but watching her on beam, you don't want to look away.
The music really sets the tone for her too, wow.
It definitely helps. And just the dismount, she's gonna do a gainer off the end of the beam, gets that stick. What a way to start this beam rotation for Missouri. I mean, wow. She has beautiful lines, nice gainer pike, finds that landing. That was a very, very solid, confident beam routine for Hannah.
Here's the lineup for Georgia on the floor. Michaela McGee will lead off. Remember, she already had a career high tonight, a 9.925 on the vault.
All I'm saying is you might as well carry it over for the rest of the meet. She is a powerful gymnast, as we saw on vault. She was kind of here and there on floor exercise last year, but really trying to make a statement this year. Nice full in to start things off. Having a lot of fun on this floor routine. Big smile at the end. One thing that I want to highlight on her, her toe point is gorgeous. In her tumbling, you see all of her lines are just beautiful to watch. Very nice last pass, finds that landing. Great start for the Gym Dogs. She is very excited, as she should be. Elbow bumps all around. And watch this second pass, round off 1.5, front layout, right into a jump. Sees her teammates in the corner, big smile. And finishes with a very nice double pike. I think she is gonna solidify this leadoff position on floor exercise.
Oh, well, that certainly made a case for it. This is Chelsea Christensen on beam following a 9.725. This is her first career appearance on beam, and she's a senior.
That is so exciting. It's just exciting all around, no matter what. Freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, when you are making your debut, that is a moment. She will never forget this moment. And she has worked so hard in preseason to get to this point. And that is going to be a 5/10 deduction. It looked like she just dropped her chest and ended up going right down to the floor. And a cat leap side aerial into a back fold. Not the routine she really wanted, but a starting point and just time to build.
Well, the SEC Network has Alabama covered Monday before the College Football Playoff Championship game. Our pregame show starts at 7 a.m. Eastern. We'll take you right up to kickoff. Then you can watch the game against Ohio State with the Alabama radio broadcast team. We'll wrap up the day with SEC football final, highlights, interviews, and a complete game breakdown. My Monday is pretty much set. Sounds good to me. Back over on floor for Georgia. Sterling Austin is up next. We saw her a couple of times last year, and then unfortunately everything's shut down, so a chance for her to pick up where she left off.
And this is a very fun routine. Sterling actually dealt with an injury her freshman year, but said, I don't want a rod put in my shin. I do not blame her there. But she has come back even stronger, and she wanted to be in this floor lineup. Head coach Courtney Carter actually said, I have too many athletes for my floor lineup. I have only 6 spots with 10 athletes, and Sterling said, I would like one of them, please. You see her teammates are very into this floor routine.
And there's a little moment before this last pass with her teammates. Yeah.
And I think we're seeing it now. It's so important to, that is such a crowd engager right there. Double tuck a little short on that landing. But overall, wow. Very, very nice job for Sterling. Again, dealing with injuries as a freshman. She has been waiting for this moment. Was in the mix a little bit last year, but a very nice start. Nice tuck full in. And then right here, you see her teammates. They know the moves. They know the dance. Maybe we should learn it.
100% we should learn it. I'm sorry that you didn't get the memo, Bridget. I was doing it.
Next time, next time.
Holland Patrick is next up for Missouri on the beam. Still waiting on that score from Chelsea Christensen, but Hannah McCrary led off with a 9.725.
And she is coming after a fall. And the pressure on balance beam is there always. The beam is 4 inches wide. But coming after a fall, she really, this is a moment for her to take a deep breath and know, trust her skill. Shannon said that she has been just so consistent leading up to this meet.
This is her first appearance on beam too.
And so far she's doing a really, really nice job trying to get that momentum back for this Missouri team. And missed her footing there. You saw she actually, her foot just slipped off the beam. And that is going to be another 5/10 deduction for this Missouri team.
They will have to count one of these routines with a fall, back-to-back falls, unfortunately, for Missouri.
not the routine that they wanted after a fall, but again, this is a building opportunity for this team. And you see that foot just turns in a little bit and she catches, hops right back up. I hope she is, looks like she is very much so okay, but Missouri is really gonna need to be almost perfect with these next beam routines to get back into it.
So we were wondering if we were going to see Soraya Hawthorne. She's been dealing with an eye issue, but we are seeing her on floor, and this is what I've been waiting for because it's a Prince routine.
Who doesn't love Prince? Huge double pike.
I love this already.
On floor exercise, you get the dance, but the music, when you have good music, you can't help but dance.
And the team's getting in on it too.
She is having so much fun out there.
Yeah, Courtney Kupets just said she's just gonna dance the whole time.
I love it. She's gonna dance and she's gonna do some powerful tumbling. So far, she's doing an excellent job. Last pass here. Little bit short on that landing, ended up taking a step forward, but what a fun floor routine.
Loved it, absolutely loved it.
And this first pass, this was a huge double pike here. I would expect that to almost be a double layout maybe later in the season, but right here, you talk about having fun.
Yeah.
She is having a blast out there.
Missouri is going to look to drop the 8.975 from Holland Patrick. Belle Gatula is next up.
And Belle is a senior. She has been in this position before. So far, she is unfazed by what has happened before her.
Shannon Walker told us she's really worked on these jumps.
And you sometimes forget that on balance beam. It's hard to kind of combine everything into one beam routine, and focusing on your jumps, being explosive, finding those landings is just as important as your series or your dismount. So it is really nice to see her focus on the minor details. Just a slight step there. Missouri really trying to get that momentum back here on balance beam after 2 falls. But a nice cartwheel into a gainer full. Just a very slight small step, but very confident beam routine for Belle.
Soraya Hawthorne, a 9.825, brings us to Victoria Wynn.
And Victoria is only going to do 2 passes tonight, which you are going to see 2 very big passes from her. Very nice front double twist right into a front tuck. Head coach Courtney Kupets-Carter said the judges will love this floor routine, and she has beautiful lines. Again, bringing that experience from the elite world to college. They said they're really trying to get her to come out of her shell a little bit. As a freshman, it can be a little intimidating, kind of being yourself when you're not quite sure. But so far, she has really done a great job this entire meet.
It's kind of the same thing we're hearing from the Missouri coaching staff about their freshmen, too.
It's just a little different being a freshman right now and coming into a big gymnastics team full of amazing talent. Very nice job for Victoria. What a all-around first meet for freshman Victoria Wynn. And this front handspring, front double full, right into a front tuck. And this is a very difficult leg up double turn. Loses her footing just a little bit at the end. And a nice double pike to end this college debut for freshman Victoria Wynn.
Definitely one to keep an eye on as Georgia continues with this very young 2021 season. Belgatula had a 9.775, and next up is Sydney Schaefer. We weren't sure if we were going to see her on this event. They're trying to get that confidence up, but they really believe in her.
And she is fighting. And getting confidence on balance beam, the only way to do it is to get out there and compete. Because it's very different when you are in the gym and you're under pressure situations, which a lot of these athletes do. It can be a little different when you're actually out there on that balance beam in front of whatever crowd it may be. It definitely has a little bit of a different pressure. So getting these events under their belt and getting the exposure is really important. And ends it with a very nice 1.5. Building that confidence is key, and I think she is on the right path.
Well, don't forget, coming up next, we will take you to the PMAC in Baton Rouge for number 3 LSU squaring off against number 15 Arkansas. John Roethlisberger and Alicia Sacramone Quinn have you covered for that meet as opening night of Friday Night Heights continues here on the SEC Network. All 8 teams in the SEC in the top 16 in the preseason poll, so you're going to see some amazing gymnasts every Friday night this season. And here's another one of them, Alyssa Perez-Lagones.
I feel like we keep saying how excited we are for floor routines, but this is a very exciting floor routine, and you just have to watch her dance because you won't look away.
I'm not going to hide it. I already said it. This is my favorite event. I've been waiting all year for this.
She gets so into her dance, and I love that she shows it off, not only with her artistry, but watch her eyes. I mean, the way she looks at you is just so engaging, and you have to watch her.
She's following a 9.85 from Victoria Wynn.
And she was a floor specialist all last year, has now taken on balance beam, but this is where she really shines. And you see her teammates doing almost every movement with her. A little too much power there, ends up going out of bounds, but too much power is not a bad thing. Just got to learn to control those landings, but very fun, energetic floor routine for Alyssa. And starts things off with a nice double pike. Finds that landing, and then you see here, she's going to do a similar tumbling pass in the tuck position, double tuck, and just has a little too much power, ends up piking it down and going out of bounds. So that is going to be a 10th deduction.
Missouri will try to regroup on beam. It's been a rough night for the Tigers on the balance beam. Sienna Schreiber will anchor this event. Remember, Helen Hu would be in this spot, but she's out for the season with that knee injury.
And you never want to see an athlete go down with an injury ever, but this is an opportunity for Missouri to really rise above. Figure out this beam lineup, because I know Helen Hu is cheering for them back home. And a gorgeous back handspring, layout, step out, layout, step out. And with balance beam being 4 inches wide, this is a make or break event. And building that confidence that we spoke about, it is so crucial on balance beam. And that is a stuck landing, very, very nice beam routine. You would never know mistakes were made before her. She was confident. She knew where she was on all of her landings. Back handspring, layout, step out, right over the balance beam. And then ends it with a very nice gainer full and gets the stick.
Something Missouri can definitely build off of. Great job by Sienna Schreiber to close out that Missouri beam lineup. And now, Rachel Bauman, the anchor on beam and also the anchor on floor for the Gym Dogs.
And that was a triple turn in the wolf position. Very, very hard. And this first pass, double Arabian. We weren't sure if we were gonna see the double Arabian tonight as the first pass or the double pike, but brings the energy and gets that double Arabian. I am so excited for Rachel's future. She is focusing on uneven bars now, trying to get into an all-around spot. She has 3 events that are so good, and with that uneven bars, she is going to be a true competitor on all-around for Georgia.
Yeah, what a weapon.
And a very big Shushanova at the end of that second pass. Wow, what a night for Rachel Bauman. What a night for Georgia.
It had been over 300 days since these two teams had competed. The first meet is in the books. We'll get you the final scores when you come back to Athens. First meet done. Georgia will take it at home. Best thing you saw to the Gym Dogs tonight, Bridget?
Just impressive all around. I mean, this freshman class is really bringing it. The upperclassmen are. Everyone has a few routines that they should stick in their back pocket and save for a later day.
So glad that gymnastics is finally back, but guess what? We are not done. Friday Night Heights continues. Let's get you to Arkansas and LSU. John Roethlisberger and Alicia Sacramone Quinn are on the call from the PMAC.